Hello, my name is Stephen Ochoa, and I'll be discussing nonprofit organizations and community partnerships. So, you might be wondering, what is a nonprofit organization? A nonprofit organization is a type of entity that operates for purposes other than making profit for its owners or shareholders. Instead, nonprofit organizations aim to serve the public interest or specific social, cultural, educational, or community purposes. So there are different types of nonprofit organizations. These include charitable organizations, 501c3, educational organizations, also 501c3, and advocacy groups classified under 501c4. And what are these numbers that you might be hearing? Well, these go in line with the characteristics of a nonprofit organization. Nonprofit organizations are tax exempt, and these are their classifications according to the federal government. So if you hear that organization is 501c3 or 501c4, generally it means that this is a nonprofit organization. Other characteristics of a nonprofit organization include that they are expected to abide by legal and ethical standards. The nonprofit organizations have bylaws, internal bylaws, which the organization, the members, employees, and board of directors or the managing organization is in charge of following and implementing. And as previously mentioned, the difference between a nonprofit organization and a private business is that profits are not distributed to the owners or shareholders. Instead, they go back within the nonprofit organization and the furtherance of the mission of the organization. Um, so it isn't to be confused that nonprofit organizations do not make profit. They do. It's just a matter of how they use that profit or what's done with that profit. And another characteristics of a nonprofit organization is the corporate structure. Nonprofit organizations do follow a corporate structure. There is a method to the way that they conduct business and engage the community. So other characteristics of a nonprofit organization include a mission statement, a vision statement, as well as a values or principles statement. What is a mission statement? A mission statement is a brief summary of the way that the nonprofit organization conducts its business to meet its goals. This is a overhead, um, somewhat of a guideline to how the employees of the nonprofit and the volunteers of the nonprofit, what they're working for, what is their mission. A vision statement is a long-term goal of the nonprofit organization. What is the ultimate end game that they are trying to achieve? And lastly, values and principles. These are the rules that, or the values, the morals, the principles that the nonprofit organization is following in order to achieve their mission, in order to achieve their vision. They're kind of like the guiding principles. Another feature of a nonprofit organization is a board of directors. So you will have a president, a vice president, a secretary, and a treasurer. These board of directors are in charge of the day-to-day operations of the nonprofit organization. So there is a structure within the nonprofit. And if you go to any nonprofit organization like Habitat for Humanity, Salvation Army, Red Cross, Big Brothers, Sisters of America, you will see that they all have a governing board of directors which are in charge of guiding the organization. So nonprofit organizations do have areas of concentration. So these could be social services, advocacy, education, housing, public policy, and community development. So when it comes to social services, a nonprofit addresses this by working towards community needs, homelessness, healthcare, education. When it comes to advocacy and public policy, nonprofits work to represent underserved populations, influencing policy and promoting social justice. when it comes to community engagement and community development, nonprofit organizations will work to building social capital, promoting civic participation, and volunteerism. So most of the functions of a nonprofit, or I'm sorry, the specialties of a nonprofit organization can be broken up into these different categories. And there's a lot more that's out there, but this is a brief summary of the most commonly found types of nonprofit organizations. So opportunities for collaboration, you might be asking, how can cities, nonprofit organizations, and private enterprises work together to better the community? So first, the organizations involved will need to establish common goals and priorities which align with all involved party missions. So this could be addressing a homeless issue. This could be addressing starvation in the community. This could be helping at-risk youth to prevent them from, going down a path of being involved with the justice system. So the involved parties need to develop and design programs to combine resources. They need to, if they wanted to partner up, they would have to create an actual partnership, a public-private partnership, which is a collaborative agreement between a government agency, a private sector entity, and a nonprofit. These can include for-profit companies. It's just a partnership of different organizations come together. For example, if you take Habitat for Humanity, they will partner up with lumber yards, for-profit lumber yards, in order to get the sources and materials, to build their homes. They will partner up with cities to identify areas that need housing. As a real brief example, once the public-private partnership is established, contracts are to be written. Who's going to be in charge of what? How is the city going to get involved? How is the nonprofit going to get involved? How is the private agency going to get involved? So all this, needs to be documented and written in a contract. How much money is each organization going to, invest in the public-private partnership? Once this contract is established, it's time for this partnership to get out there, work with the community, address the community issues that, that need to be serviced, utilizing their mission statement to address the target that they want to enhance or change. This is where the work gets done, so to say. Lastly, monitoring and evaluation is a big, important part of a public-private partnership. This is because, we need to see, are resources being utilized in a proper way? Is there a positive outcome as a result of the public-private partnership? So, one that I can think of is between, Path of Life and the City of Jurupa Valley. The City of Jurupa Valley partner up with the nonprofit organization Path of Life, which offers resources for the homeless population, shelter, obtaining driver's license, obtaining social security numbers if they lost their card, driving them to job fairs, connecting them with substance abuse centers, or connecting homeless children with tutoring services. Whenever code enforcement or the sheriff's department come across a family suffering from homelessness or individuals suffering from homelessness, Path of Life will get called and they will immediately respond to assist the city in providing aid. So this is a quick example of another public-private partnership that is around today. So if you have any other questions, my name is Stephen Ochoa, and thank you for allowing me to speak with you. Thank you.